And this is regarding the Union Home Minister Amit Shah's statement on Naxal terror. He has been actively highlighting the Indian government's efforts to combat the Naxal terror. In fact, he had earlier announced that security forces have dealt a significant blow to Maoist strongholds. He in fact said that Chhattisgarh's Naxal bases are now terror-free and that South Bastar Naxalism is now to be wiped off soon as well. He has promised a Naxal-Mukt India by 2026. Over 258 Naxals, they have already surrendered in Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh in the last 48 hours. So a big statement coming from the Union Home Minister Amit Shah saying that Chhattisgarh Naxal bases are now terror-free. The Union Home Minister emphasizing that the region, which was once a hub of red terror, it now proudly waves the Indian tricolour, symbolizing the return of peace and government control. The Home Ministry's strategy, it involves a multi-pronged approach combining tactical aggression with strategic patience as well as developmental incentives. In fact, the Union Home Minister there addressing a public rally, in fact highlighting the Indian government's effort to combat Naxalism, especially in Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. And my colleague Aishwarya Jain joins us to get us more on this. Aishwarya, take us through what the Union Home Minister had to say.
Well, it is Home Minister Amit Shah who had stated that it's a landmark day for the country as far as the government of India's battle against Naxalism. It is today at least 170 Naxalites who have surrendered in Chhattisgarh. And just yesterday, remember, there were 27 who had laid down their arms in the state in Maharashtra in front of Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. 61 returned to the mainstream. And in total, there are 258 battle-hardened left-wing extremists that have observed violence. It is India's commitment that by March 2026, it would be Naxal-Free India. And in that regard, today, it's a big development that has taken place as far as 258 Naxals which have surrendered in Chhattisgarh in last 48 hours. In fact, in South Bastar in Chhattisgarh as well, there was, a chunk of Naxalites which had come to the mainstream, and this is an ongoing process on a daily basis. There are, more than 50 Naxalites which are surrendering, and this time it was 170 Naxalites which have surrendered in Chhattisgarh, and in total till now 258 Naxalites have surrendered.
Aishwarya, you mentioned about the 258 Naxals who have surrendered. What exactly prompted this sudden wave of surrenders?
Well, there has been, massive outreach to take them to the mainstream. There has been several schemes that have been launched, also, to provide them with the development. The Home Ministry is regularly in touch. It is, yesterday in Maharashtra, where almost 258 Naxalites which surrendered, and their arms were also taken into the custody of government. It is under the Naxal-Mukt Bharat by March 26th. It is the government of India which is doing all efforts to bring them to the mainstream, to give them jobs, to give them employment in different areas, and to wipe out the Naxalism from the country. Continuous process is being done. There has been several agencies which are involved into it as well to get them into mainstream, and therefore the reason perhaps a major success as far as Naxalism and Naxalites particularly in the areas. Yesterday there was a brief list that also came in as far as different districts in the country which have reduced to almost 11, where Naxalites are still there, and the process is going on as far as surrendering of Naxalism from those areas are concerned. CRPF to CISF, heavy deployment of security forces are also can be seen in these particular areas, so that maximum of the Naxalites can surrender, or they had been punished in the last few months as well.
Aishwarya, the Union Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, he also mentioned about South Bastar, and he says that South Bastar Naxalism will be wiped off soon. What I want to understand is how extensive are the current anti-Naxal operations, especially in South Bastar? What is the ground reality there?
Well, if you look at the parts of Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and some parts of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, there are Naxalites which were deeply involved. They were active as well. In several parts of Maharashtra and in Chhattisgarh, there has been major success of the security forces that the Naxalites which have surrendered, and they deposited their arms ammunitions to the government in front of the administration over there. Particularly in the South Bastar, the Naxalism has been at the active position. There have been several leaders that were involved. We have seen violence taking place in South Bastar area as well. Now, Chhattisgarh Naxal bases are terror-free. We can clearly see, and the indication that involved that in the upcoming days as well, more Naxalites can surrender. And it is 258 Naxals that I mentioned had surrendered in Maharashtra yesterday, and in Chhattisgarh as well. And in the last 48 hours, there has been this is a major success. Till now, under the operations of Naxal-Free, under direct supervision of Home Minister Amit Shah and the local administrations of these different states, which involve Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Telangana, and Andhra Pradesh. Till now, 170 Naxalites have surrendered.
Right.
In Chhattisgarh, 27, in Maharashtra, 61.
In fact, Aishwarya, when Mr. Amit Shah says that Naxal-Mukt Bharat by March 2026, how realistic is that target?
Well, government is bound, and they clearly had stated that this is a mission that they will achieve, unlike the missions that involves terror-free country as well. The operations within the country is ongoing. There have been special instructions that were given in the past few years as far as Ministry of Home Affairs are concerned. And Home Minister Amit Shah is directly involved in these supervision. Right. So yes, in all likelihood, the Naxal-Mukt India by March 2026 is government's commitment that will be achieved, is something that Home Minister Amit Shah has time and again stated.
All right.